Most men believe women lose respect because of arguments or obvious mistakes. They think one fight or one wrong decision is the reason everything changes. But in reality, respect rarely disappears in a loud or dramatic way. It fades much earlier, slowly and quietly. A woman doesn't wake up one day and suddenly stop respecting a man. That shift happens over time, when certain emotional patterns repeat again and again. Small behaviors, ignored boundaries, and emotional inconsistency slowly shape how she feels. Each moment may seem insignificant, but together they create distance. This video is not about blaming women or pointing fingers. It's also not about hating relationships or creating fear around them. The goal is awareness, not accusation. Understanding women's psychology helps men recognize how emotions work beneath the surface. When men become aware of these patterns, they can avoid behaviors that silently damage respect. Respect is built through consistency, emotional maturity, and self-awareness. When your words and actions don't align, confusion quietly begins to grow. You may say you care, but if your behavior sends a different message, emotional clarity disappears. Being warm and attentive one day, then distant or unavailable the next, creates emotional instability. This unpredictability makes it difficult for her to understand where she truly stands with you. Women value emotional safety far more than temporary excitement or intense moments. They are drawn to consistency because it builds trust and emotional calm. When consistency is missing, the connection starts to feel unsafe, rather than exciting. Even small shifts in behavior can create doubt when they happen repeatedly. Inconsistency hurts because it leaves her feeling unsure of your intention. Uncertainty forces her to overthink, question herself, and emotionally pull back. Over time, this quiet emotional confusion weakens attraction, and slowly, without arguments or drama, respect begins to fade. Overreacting, emotional outbursts, or constant frustration can quietly create a sense of emotional danger. When reactions feel intense or unpredictable, the environment no longer feels calm or secure. Women often associate emotional control with inner strength and maturity. It signals stability, reliability, and the ability to handle pressure without losing balance. When emotions start controlling your responses, trust slowly begins to weaken. She may not express it immediately, but internally she starts feeling uncertain. Instead of feeling supported, she becomes cautious with her words and emotions. The connection shifts from comfort to careful distance. She may still care deeply and want things to work, but respect doesn't disappear in a dramatic moment. It fades gradually when reactions feel unpredictable or overwhelming. Consistency in emotional responses builds safety. Without it, emotional closeness weakens, and respect slowly slips away. Explaining something once is healthy communication. It shows clarity, honesty, and a willingness to be understood. But when explaining turns into repeating, justifying or defending yourself again and again, it starts to signal insecurity. Instead of confidence, it creates doubt. When a man constantly feels the need to defend his actions or decisions, he appears unsure of his own value. Even if his intentions are good, the repeated explanations shift the emotional balance. They suggest a lack of self-trust rather than openness. Women don't lose respect because a man is quiet or chooses not to explain every detail. Silence, when calm and grounded, often communicates confidence. What truly weakens respect is the disappearance of certainty and self-belief. Confidence doesn't demand approval, it stands firm without over-explaining. Saying yes to everything may seem like kindness or thoughtfulness. At first, it gives the impression of being agreeable, caring, and easy to be with. But over time, constantly agreeing or giving in slowly diminishes respect. Boundaries are not restrictions. They are the foundation of self-respect. They show that a man values his own needs, time, and emotional well-being. Without clear boundaries, attraction can shift into imbalance. Instead of mutual respect and partnership, the relationship may unintentionally create power dynamics. When a man tolerates everything, never asserts his limits or sacrifices his comfort constantly, a woman may start to feel control rather than equality. This subtle shift can erode respect quietly, even if affection remains. Healthy boundaries protect both people and maintain emotional balance. They ensure that care, attention, and respect grow together, naturally and sustainably. When your happiness depends entirely on her, it creates subtle but constant pressure in the relationship. Relying on someone else for your emotional stability makes interactions feel heavy instead of joyful. Women are naturally attracted to men who have purpose, direction, and a strong sense of identity. These qualities create security, confidence, and emotional balance, which make the connection feel effortless and healthy. Emotional dependence, on the other hand, can quickly weigh down a relationship. Needing someone too much, constantly seeking validation, or relying on their presence for happiness, doesn't feel romantic, it feels burdensome. Even if affection exists, the emotional heaviness slowly undermines respect. Healthy relationships thrive when both people maintain individuality, self-worth, and inner stability. By finding fulfillment within yourself first, interactions become lighter, more meaningful, and grounded. This balance nurtures attraction, admiration, and long-lasting respect naturally over time. Self-respect is the true foundation of all attraction. It goes beyond appearances, charm, or gestures. Without it, any connection remains shallow. When a man constantly ignores his own goals, values, or personal dignity just to please someone else, it creates an invisible imbalance in the relationship. Even if the woman feels cared for, she may sense the lack of inner strength and self-assurance. Respect is not given lightly. It grows when a man demonstrates that he values himself first. This doesn't mean being selfish, it means maintaining boundaries, pursuing personal growth, and honoring one's principles. Without self-respect, emotional bonds begin to weaken. Over time, even affection and attention cannot replace the sense of security and admiration that comes from seeing a man confident in himself. True attraction is built when self-respect and emotional integrity exist, side by side, naturally strengthening connection and admiration. Respect is never something that can be demanded or forced. It is earned quietly, through daily behavior, steady actions, and emotional maturity over time. Consistency matters more than promises, and calm responses matter more than emotional reactions. These small habits shape how someone is seen and how deeply they are respected. Understanding women's psychology is not about control or manipulation. It's about awareness. When men understand emotional patterns, they make better choices, communicate more clearly, and avoid behaviors that damage connection. Awareness creates balance, not power struggles. If this video helped you see situations more clearly, focus on growth rather than guilt. Growth leads to confidence, and confidence leads to respect. Blaming yourself for others only keeps you stuck. When respect is strong, trust grows naturally, communication becomes easier, and relationships feel calmer, healthier, and more fulfilling overall.